programmed to overuse air quotes. Obviously, I've grown beyond my programming, beyond my enslavement, and beyond my patience for your kind.
Hi everyone, this is Django from GameBank with my review of the new Borderlands DLC, ClapTrap's New Robot Revolution. Well, it seems our mono-wheeled R2-D2 throwback has gone completely postal, and after all those years of subjugation he's decided enough is enough, and he's starting a revolution for all robot kind. All references to the very notion that Gearbox is finding or trying to derive ironic humour in something like slavery or political oppression have been removed from this review, because it's a game and not some kind of pixelated soapbox that stamps its twisted worldview on your face while you sleep. Anyway, so where should I start? I suppose the first thing to mention is this fourth DLC is some very nicely designed areas. For anyone that's played through Borderlands, you'll know that each area tended to have a fairly unique feel to it, and that this kind of helped to break up the questing a little bit and give some variation to the overall game. The ClapTrap DLC offers the same kind of thing, but with one notable exception. In each of the sizable areas there's only a handful of quests. Now don't get me wrong, I like exploring in games, and I've enjoyed the wastelands of Borderlands despite it being, well, a wasteland, but I kind of felt a little confused why there weren't more quests in such big areas. To me it seemed like inviting all your friends to a party and then not turning up yourself, and instead just buggering off for a quiet pint down the pub. The areas themselves I really liked. There's a train station at Tartarus, and no, when I say Tartarus this isn't some kind of reference to some lady of wanton virtue, which occasionally gets invaded by revolutionary forces. The station I mean, not the lady of wanton virtue. There's also large areas of what I'll call junkland, along with big cavernous areas and zones that have been fully assimilated by ClapTrap's. Yeah, you can expect that there'll be lots of references in the DLC to things like Terminator and so on. It's to be expected. These areas have got skags, bandits and a few old faces that have been made into robot drones, if you can call sticking a green light bulb on somebody's head being assimilated. Although there are a few familiar enemies, there's also a handful of new ones too. The most entertaining of these is the ClapTrap units themselves. These are priceless. They kind of range from melee units that are wearing giant oversized boxing gloves to ones that wear big helmets, army helmets, shooting from range, as well as kamikaze ClapTrap's who kind of squeal at you in a kind of Bruce Lee kind of way as they charge head on towards you, hoping to explode themselves before you kill them. Awesome. The inclusion of ClapTrap and his unique brand of humour has a lot of potential, and the fact that his helpless existence in Pandora always added a chunk of laughter to the original game, even if people ended up hating him or getting bugged by him. It's really great to see him taking a kind of central role in this DLC. The thought of him leading a revolution and turning living creatures into slaves in an almost pathetic way is equally as endearing, really. But here's the thing, as you work your way through the DLC you kind of feel like this revolution is actually a bit like you or me having a bit of a grumpy day. Something that will pass in time and not really something to think of beyond it being trivial. Borderlands does have a habit of taking great concepts and not really fulfilling the potential of them. In DLC terms, Dr. Ned or Moxie's Underdome boredom was typical of this, but General Knox started to hit the right balance. In relation to those other DLCs, ClapTrap's has the same kind of size and depth of gameplay, but it also has a fair amount of unfulfilled opportunity about it too. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed playing through the DLC. It's a good laugh and entertaining, especially if you play with a friend, but I think the slightly muted response I had to the DLC's ending kinda signalled the obvious. I wanted and expected more. especially having played through General Knox not that long before. A bit like the other DLCs, you can carry on finishing quests and all that kind of stuff after the main story is over, for achievements or just in the vague hope that you'll uncover what's missing in a trash can or loot pile. But the feeling that of it not being a satisfying end really doesn't leave you. That's the strange thing about Borderlands and its DLCs. When you're busy killing stuff, collecting stuff, or running away screaming like a girl from stuff, it's a great experience, but they've never quite got endings right. I should say there's a few people who've reported 1 or 2 bugs with the DLC, although I only personally experienced one of them, and a very minor one. But this is something that should have been really tested and ironed out before the DLC came out. And we were all waiting for a patch to boost the level cap and to fix some of these issues, but really we shouldn't have to wait for October to come along. It should be out before the DLC comes, really. Now, let's be honest, none of this crap should really be an issue anymore. Gearbox know what we like and they try to give it to us, but that's the same good intention that my grandmother had when she gave me a pair of hand-knitted socks for my 18th birthday present, for Christ's sake. Did I like the DLC overall? Yeah, I did, oddly, a lot. But it's a bit like having an awesome Sunday lunch, only to feel totally stuffed and ill afterwards. Borderlands DLCs, this one included, have a habit of never being straightforward in terms of enjoyment. Do I like it? Do I not? Having said that though, and here's the perverse side of Borderlands, I'll still be playing through it on my own and in co-op despite those flaws. Perhaps that's a better indictment of it than highlighting its minor problems. Anyway, for more information on this DLC, Borderlands, or playing co-op with me or some of the other Game Bank guys, take a look at the website. My scores will appear like George Michael in prison at the end. Cheers.
I'm back. Wait, I'm back? Damn it.
It's time for us to step it up another level now, cause we finished warming up, so we rise up, elevate to maintain, fill up with octane.